You're watching Leafs Morning Take with host Nick Alberga and former NHLer Jay Rosehill. The show starts now.
All right, here we go. It's time for the Tuesday edition of Leafs Morning Take presented by Bet365. Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill as we get set for Holy Mackinaw Night at Scotiabank Arena as the Maple Leafs hosting the Chicago Blackhawks. What's going on, Rosie?
Tuesday. Yeah, do you think they're going to give them any reason to bust out a Holy Mackinaw? That is the question today, I believe.
I hope. It's grim times again, it feels like, for this Maple Leafs team, and especially their captain. They need a big monster effort from Austin Matthews tonight, Rosie.
I know. It's been really, like we were just talking about JT before the game. He hasn't scored since the beginning of December. I mean, nice to see Nicey get on the board. Willie, we'll see if he is healthy and if he wants to impose himself on this game. Interesting comments from Chief after the game. So a response is due for sure, and they're minus Bedard. So opportunity to get a couple of points here and finish off this homestand.
That's exactly it. I think in a perfect world, for me at least, it's points night. You rack up some goals, you get some confidence going for a pretty lengthy road trip here against really, really difficult opponents. You got Washington. I believe they got a game in Nashville coming up. They've been much better as of late. I think the Preds have won 7 of the last 10 games. You got Dallas. Ooh. Man, watching that Mikko Rantanen, Rosie, and I tweeted this out last night, it makes me lose sleep at night knowing that he was in the discussion for the Maple Leafs around the trade deadline. Like, I know I'm not endorsing, the bump on Darcy Kemper, but he just plays such a rugged, determined style that I would love to see from a lot of players on this team right now.
Oh, he's a beast, man. You look at what he did in the playoffs last year. He's a beast. It's funny. And we were talking yesterday with Zach, like, what balls on the Avalanche to make that move and to unload him and to still be as unreal as they are. And, you watch him throughout the league, and yeah, that's what stings, is realizing how close we were to having that, blocked by Mitch Marner's no move clause. And that's within his rights to do. You don't just have to take something for the sake of it. But my God, he could have left the Leafs in pretty good hands with that man on the roster. It's hard not to imagine what it would be like if you insert him into this lineup.
He's such a beast, and he drags his team into the fight. And this is a superstar player. He's got a Stanley Cup to his name. You're so right. After those 2 trades, he goes to Dallas, and he was a man possessed against his former team in the Stanley Cup playoffs. You're seeing on your screen right now the goal last night against LA. He's just an absolute machine. I like his big body presence, but it really feels like every game he drags his team into the fight. And I love this reputation he's developed this year specifically, where the entire league hates this guy. It seems like every game he's got a questionable hit, but he's a star player. You don't see this very often anymore.
Questionable hits, fine, but the fact is he's hitting. Do our stars, besides, Nicey a little bit, we don't really have that. It would be nice. Austin Matthews, what is he, 6'4", 6'3", 6. You can throw your body around. You're a big, strong guy. I know, again, leads to, is he banged up? But even when he was young, he never really used his size to his advantage. It's just sick to see a guy that's big, that's got that skill, and he's got the compete level through the roof. And I think that's what Berube was talking about after that game. That third period against Edmonton was just gross. It was just kind of layover. And I'm not going to say quit, but just now, just go see what happens. And it didn't happen for us. I just want to see this team tonight, especially the big dogs, competing to a level where they're forcing something to happen rather than waiting to see something happen. It just seems flat lately. And yeah, it would be a huge night for the dogs to take control of a game and be the reason they won. You see them on the screen all the time. There they go. There he is. Look at that. Wow. See that? They're buzzing. And it just seems like you watch too often. You're just 12 minutes have gone by in the period and haven't really seen anything productive happening. And the skill is there. So it's hard not to lean towards the effort level and the compete level that, you watch other players in the team have night in and night out.
I have an opinion piece out right now on theleafsnation.com that I wrote last night. Had some time watching the games about the captain, Austin Matthews, and I think it's entitled something to the effect of the Leafs need their captain and they need him now. And it's so true. It's Austin Matthews time. He has to drag this team. Even watching last night's action, It's a kick in the pills watching the Ottawa Senators find a way in Winnipeg. They tie late, then they win it in overtime. But just a nice reminder, when you start chasing the schedule and chasing the standings, it becomes more and more difficult. You look around this division specifically, yeah, there's a bunch of teams clustered right now, but everybody's picking up points on a nightly basis. And I think you look at the Maple Leafs, yeah, they've been picking up points, but single points. They got to find a way to string some wins together here, where I think they could be in big time trouble as early as next week. Like, it's not to be dramatic, but there's got to be some level of urgency here, and it has to be led by the captain. I like the fact that Chief called out the leadership core last week.
Well, yeah, and it's not even like, I don't even think it's a strategy or anything. It's just the truth. It's just on it. Like, it's just what we're watching out there. You see, again, the other superstars take control of games all the time. I haven't seen Austin do that in, it's becoming a while now. And I guess, the underlying sentiment in this market is like, is he capable of doing that anymore? Because let's be honest, it's kind of been like, is it fair to say that it's been a year and a half since we've seen him be dynamic to the level that we've seen him in the past? It's been flat for a year and a half now. And I mean, if it was there, wouldn't you have seen it a bunch? And a lot of question marks around him. But again, there's nothing you can do but watch a game like tonight and see if that jarred anything loose. Like, I can't wrap my head around the fact that he needed to hear Craig Berube say that to be like, oh shit, yeah. I'm not doing a whole lot. I need to really prepare tonight. Like, I just don't buy that. And I just have, I worry that he's not capable anymore for whatever reason. We don't know, and maybe we'll never know, but it's going on a long period of time here. It's not like it's been 2 weeks of being in a little funk here and we're waiting for him to bust out. It's a considerable amount of time. He does not seem himself. And I'm wondering if himself is now what we're seeing, which is, I'm sorry to say, but kind of the end of the line for this team. Like, you need him to be a monster if this team's going to go the distance, especially when you lose Marner, and you need to pick up that slack, and we just haven't seen it.
I was pretty blunt in this article saying if Matthews is going to play like a second line center, or this is what he is, this is the new norm, this team is screwed short term and long term. It's truth. I think it hasn't helped the guy that nothing has come out about what's going on, if something's going on. So we're led to believe this is performance-based, strictly performance-based. Like, in recent memory, nobody's come out and said this guy's playing injured, he's hurt, he's got a long-term injury. So that you're just going on what you've been told. I would add too that, like, the marquee for games in the past between McDavid and Matthews have been just that: Oilers, Leafs, McDavid versus Matthews. I watched the game at Scotiabank Arena Saturday night. I saw one superstar take over that hockey game, and I look at the other side. I know Nylander was sick. He probably shouldn't have played in that game. But Matthews just, like, blended in. And to your point, that's been the theme throughout 26 games, 26 outings for this guy this season, Rosie. He's blended in, which is scary to say and think about. He makes $13.25 million per season.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like, flat or non-dynamic, he just blends in. He just blends in with the other guys. You'll see, take your pick. You'll see a Bobby McMahon kind of explode for a chance here, or Nick Waugh, or Robertson, and then a little bit of Matthews. He's just blending in with the other guys. And yeah, I mean, your status, your track record, your salary all demands a lot more than what we've seen. And again, it's just, if everyone's going to watch and go, okay, today's the night for Austin, like, why wasn't
it's true
the night before and the night before and the night before and the night before the night that he pops off? I don't know if he's capable, and it's tough market if he is fighting some kind of long-term injury or something that's, I don't know, hindering his, at this point, career. Like, to be in this market and have that and not it be public knowledge is one difficult spot for a guy to be, because his paychecks are coming in and the expectations are not going down, and it's a rough spot for a guy to be. He's a human being, he's an athlete, and it's just, he's not up to snuff, and it's, patience is wearing out. And like you talk about in the standings, like, they're damn lucky, the hockey they've played, to kind of still be in the mix. Like, a lot of years you do what you've done so far and you're cooked. You're 12 points. Like, it's you're not coming back from that. And you're starting to see those numbers start to spread apart a little bit as they're just above the Sabres. They're back at the bottom of the division.
Oh,
Yeah, it's still kind of clustered and anything could happen, but time's ticking here, boys.
definitely. It's frustrating. It's disappointing. And I think you're so right. Like, there's just hope from Leafs Nation. Like, I've had so many texts in the last 3 days from friends saying, like, what's going on with Austin Matthews? I'm sorry, I don't got an answer for you. Like, it. And again, this is not a story about us conditioning ourselves to suggest this guy's going to score 69 times every season. Like, his play has fallen off the map. And I don't want somebody to throw analytics and numbers my way. My eyes tell me this is not the same guy. Like, when he's missing the net by 62 feet 4 times a game, there's a severe issue. There has to be something going on. Like, I saw a really funny tweet, and we shouldn't make light of it, but he's just not the same guy. This guy went from Alex Ovechkin to Dion Phaneuf in terms of shooting the puck. You played with Dion, dude. The guy would miss the net by like 1 billion feet every game. It was crazy.
Dion would take the hardest head down one timers in practice, and everyone would just get out of the way. And he wouldn't shoot low. It was hard shot, but I don't know. No one knew where it was going. He had this weird curve, and it was scary, man. He didn't hold back in practice either, and no one was interested in taking one in the face, you know. But yeah, the big thing with Austin to me that's telling and very concerning is when a lane opens up and he's driving and he's got a little time and a little space, and you're used to him loading that up and picking the corner and seeing where that goalie is leaning, looking around the wrong side, and bang, he just buries that home. And there's highlight reels out there right now on Twitter where it's just him scoring like 50 of those, and now he gets the same opportunity and he's looking to dish. And it's not because, oh, it's hard to pass up that seam pass to that guy backdoor to tap in. He's throwing it laterally or at a 45 behind him, and there's not even anyone there. So he's choosing to pass up grade A opportunities where he's used to ripping that home. He had one of the best shots in the world in years past. Now he's not even willing to take the chance at an opportunity. Really, alarm bells going off when you see that shit with a guy like him, man.
1,000%. And the real reason or truth to this all is the way they're hiding this guy too. They're protecting him. Like, I'm at the games. I was bewildered Austin Matthews wasn't made available to the media. Like, isn't that the one guy you want to hear from after a loss like that against Edmonton, where McDavid comes in your building and just ragdolls you? Like, that's the one guy I want to hear from, and the captain doesn't speak. It's protection. We've seen it throughout his entire career, Rosie.
Yeah, and a lot's made of that. I mean, to me, he's probably on the training table, maybe some kind of specialist person or some different person. Sometimes people pop into town that specialize in this and that, and they'll be in the room after the game tonight, and you go get looked at, and they bring out another table, and he's getting some work done, and he's first in there to get her done, and it's like, not going to speak today. He's busy. Like, I can see that. I also understand, like, it's your job to go out there and speak. On the other hand, like, he's going to go out there and like I don't put any stock into the post-game interviews. Like, they mean nothing. I like Scott Lawton, how he's honest. He's not, we've heard a lot of dumb shit said from these players in this market because they want to protect themselves. Everything gets blown out of proportion. One sliver, one wrong word that could be looked at this way, and they'll blow that up, and it's on everyone's header. No one's interested in that. So they just say nothing at the end of it. So I didn't really care not to hear to Austin, but the optics of it, of a gross game. That third period was disgusting. A game that most people mark on their calendars in the past handful of years, Leafs, Oilers, East, West, 2 superstars. And to drop it that bad, it does seem like a little bit of a cop-out to not go out there. But I do imagine he was probably had some kind of a reason, quote unquote, for it. And I didn't really care to hear him say the BS nothing answers. But yeah, the optics of it, they don't look good. I agree.
That's the key. It's the optics. You got to answer the bell. You're the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, simply put. Like, people want to hear from you, and you're Austin Matthews. That's all I got on that front. Our Super Chat charity partner is Sick Kids. Want to make sure that your question or comment gets on the show. Hit us up with a Super Chat. Proceeds from our Super Chat will go to Sick Kids, ranked the #1 research-intensive children's hospital in Canada and 3rd in the world. We've got a bunch of news to get to. First, Craig Berube on Anthony Stolarz. He's headed to see another specialist while confirming the injury is not concussion-related. The official quote, he's not making the progress that we thought he would make, which is very, very alarming, Rosie.
Jeez. Like, it sounds like square one in some ways, which is gross considering how much time he's missed. Do you remember what happened? I don't even remember what happened to the guy. Was it was
He
just
just
one day
vanished
he was
after
hurt?
the second period. I think it was after the second period. He just vanished. Was it not? People correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I think he just
Yeah,
vanished
I
one
can't
day.
remember.
That's it. Or
It's
he
how
got
long
pulled, I
ago
think.
did he get yanked? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Let me look
going
it up.
back a ways, hence why we can't even remember. But yeah, there's been a lot of, Wool has taken the headlines a little bit, and then Hildeby, and it's kind of like Hildeby's playing so good, so it kind of feels like Hildeby and Wool are the 1-2, and Stolarz has just been quietly in the background, not kind of forgotten about, or just like give us that news piece that says he's skating or he's back with the team or whatever, and just has not come, and now here we go. He seems to, I don't, kind of feels like square one, like going to figure out what's going on. He's not getting better. It's just brutal. These youngish guys with all of the resources at their disposal and specialists and everything else, and they can't heal. It's tough, man. And he's had injury problems before, different things, heads, high ankle sprains, all kinds of stuff, and lost a lot of time. Both our goalies they have the reputation of not being able to stay healthy. And here's another step backwards for Stoli. Obviously, it's a tough look, man, because the team, albeit a lot of good play between the pipes here recently with Hildeby, and Woll was playing phenomenal before he went down, and by all accounts looks like he's close to coming back here, maybe even tonight. Stoli is not even on the radar. It's tough look. It's shitty news to hear, that's for sure.
It is. It was that game at Boston. He surrendered 3 goals and 11 shots, and see you later. And by the way, Joseph Woll confirmed starting this game. They needed that. They needed to get Joseph Woll back in, and so Woll's going to start tonight. And I guess we'll see if he's still got the same hot streak as he did prior to the injury, right?
Yeah, it's always interesting to see when guys when they leave hot, and then to come back, especially with a goalie. Can you pick up where you left off? And Walt's been really good at getting an opportunity. No one knows what to expect, and he does that thing where he looks square, he looks poised, he's ahead of the play. There'll be good plays, and especially last year too, where like a defensive breakdown, odd man rush, or just a missed assignment, and like a seam pass right cross crease, and you're going, oh God, as you see that going towards the tape to tape. And a lot of times you see that and it's like, that's in the back of the net. And then Woll doesn't even, it's not even like this miraculous scrambling, diving save. He just reads it and pop, he's right there in the butterfly and just kicks her to the corner. It's like, oh my God, like he made nothing out of that phenomenal play. He is able to take control between the pipes. He was doing it before he got hurt. And it's very curious to see if he can in fact pick that up, because we know what it looks like when he's hot, and he's just such a calming presence back there. I love the way he plays when he's feeling it. And yeah, we will see if he can find that again right off the bat tonight. It's got to be hard to be in and out of the lineup and battling an injury, and do you feel 100% or not, and where's your head at mentally? The game of position of goaltender is as mental as anything. I have to imagine. There's no hiding. Everything, every little misstep and miscue is exposed. But he has seemed to do a great job of handling that in the past, and bringing his best stuff. So hopefully that's there again tonight.
It's alarming for me that they've got 5 games to go between now and Christmas, and I'm already trying to figure out how they're going to deploy their crease, because I don't trust their guy playing every game. And I don't think they do either, because he gets hurt a lot. It's shit.
Well, you don't have to now. I mean, Hildeby has.
Yeah.
I have full faith in Hildeby. I think that like he has not even had a miscue, or that was kind of Stoli really wants, or Hildy really wants that one back.
Yeah.
You look back at the tape and you're like, yeah, that like sometimes a loss is kind of on the goalie's shoulders. There hasn't been one of those this year. So if they can switch hit him properly with Woll, there's no reason they can't, insulate and protect Woll from injury, and just play him in the ones that he needs to be. And again, you're going to have to see how he's looking. And if they're both on top of their game, I think they're in a good spot, really, thankfully, because we didn't know this is what Hildeby was made of. We didn't know what his potential, we knew what his potential was. We didn't know what he was capable of, and if he could bring it on that stage with the spotlight. He's done great things. So in my mind, we have 2 solid goaltenders right now until they showed anything different.
As mentioned, they're honoring the great Joe Bowen, who I had the pleasure of working with for a couple seasons as Leafs radio host. Obviously, one of the highlights of my 15-year broadcast career to date. An absolute legend, called over 3,800 games, and really is unfortunate that he is retiring this season. I think it's only fitting that they honor him. I think his first ever game he called for the Maple Leafs was against Chicago. But you're hoping things go the other way for this team and he ends on a high note in his illustrious career, right?
That would be ideal. I mean, not everyone gets that, right? It's not
Yeah.
it's not in his control, but what is he, 3,800 games?
Over, yeah.
Like that, when you're
Nuts.
talking about hockey, that doesn't even make sense. You see some coaches' careers on games coached and wins and stuff, and it gets kind of crazy numbers, like just obviously blasting by what a player is capable of, but that is an insane amount of nights to be in that building and to be calling that game. And his voice is, it's iconic, and it is sad that when a guy like that has been there so long and is a staple, and you just take for granted it's just always going to be there, when you realize it's not gonna be the case anymore. It's definitely coming to an end. So yeah, I would like nothing more for a lot of reasons for the Leafs to do something this season and make something positive happen and get into the playoffs and get a good matchup and find their game at the right time and do a little something for Bonesy there.
Holy Mackinaw Night, and Joe Bowen will join us, by the way, on Leafs Morning Take coming up on Friday. Speaking of joining, I was at practice, as you know, yesterday. I had a chance to catch up, do a one-on-one with Oliver Ekman-Larsson. The guy's an absolute gem. You guys are going to enjoy this. That's coming up, Rosie, in about 15, 20 minutes here.
Yeah, looking forward to what you did. I liked your last one that you did with Nikki Bobby, and I think the response was good to get in there and have an actual conversation where it doesn't seem so it's a little dressed down, right? A little more casual, which I think people appreciate. I always like it when you can get a sense of what the players are like. And OEL's like, by all accounts, a very well-liked guy and very kind, awesome dude. And I didn't think it was going to happen when it looked like he broke his bloody ankle in that San Jose game. Like, I seriously, sometimes you're like, a guy goes off and you're like, what the hell happened there? How serious is it? That was one where I was like, well, that's that. I mean, he's on the shelf for a long time. High ankle sprain, broken ankle, cracked tibia. Like, I don't know. It looked awful. Yeah. And he's back next game. Like, that was some of the best news we've got this year. And also provided the opportunity for you to rip off that interview. So looking forward to that today.
Amen. We talked about the injury scare. We talked about Berube's comments, Christmas, style. We jumped on everything. It's about a 15-minute interview, so looking forward to playing that for you guys in about 15 or 20 minutes here. Don't forget as well, after this Hawks-Leafs game, the Leafs Nation After Dark with Zach Phillips. I'll be guesting to give my thoughts on this one tonight. It just seems like a crucial big game, not only for the team, but for their big boys after Craig Berube called them out. And I think to your point about Austin Matthews, we all hope he can take that next level, that next drive with this team. But again, you have to be pessimistic considering what we've seen this season, last season from the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. At the Leafs Nation 401 on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please continue to get those super chats in. We'll get to them momentarily here. Leafs Morning Take, wherever you find your podcast. Make sure to leave us a 5-star review. And don't forget to visit theleafsnation.com. Crave the Stats is a presentation of Uber Eats. Every time the Leafs play at home, you can get these exclusive deals only on Uber Eats. Firehouse Subs, Bogo Brisket Hat-Trick, Kibo Sushi, Bogo California Roll, Shelby Shawarma, Bogo Traditional Wrap. That's right, buy one, get one. Before, during, and after the game, Uber Eats is assisting every fan's hockey experience all season long. And Rosie, as a hockey fan, little disappointed no Connor Bedard tonight. It sounds like an upper body injury going to be reevaluated in January. But from a Leafs standpoint, you have to find a way to win this hockey game. It's dire straits right now for Chicago. They're obviously a bit depressed, lost 4-0 to Detroit over the weekend. You got to win this hockey game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the table's set for you to take advantage, right? And they're in no position to take this game lightly. It's kind of been a theme with Chicago in the past few years, but I think that's coming to an end with the emergence of Bedard and some of the guys he's got around him. They seem to be putting it together. And yeah, it's fun to watch Bedard. I'm glad we don't have to today. Coming off that road trip and through some of this homestand, they were rattling off points, the Leafs, and looking better. And it's, I had a lot of positivity because I'm like, our bottom six is chipping in like crazy. Our D looked tighter and we're getting great goaltending. Like, what's the one ingredient to push this thing over the top? It's our superstars can become superstars. And now you have a team that has got a lot of boxes checked. It's what they wanted to get when they made some moves in the summertime, is a well-rounded, deep team with a bottom six that can do X, Y, and Z that they've always been lacking in the playoffs. So I had that hope, and I just assumed, Willie's going to be Willie, JT, and Nyze's only getting better and better, and Matthews, we know what he can do. So you put that all together, and it's a wicked hockey team, but they're just not able to put it all together. Injuries don't help, especially in the goaltending crease. Injuries to the back end, brutal. Guys are sick. Austin's hurt. It's just never able to put it together. But I mean, it's honestly the only hope for this team is to get everything I mentioned and have your stars firing on all cylinders, and you can put teams away in this league, every single one of them. But can they do that? It's what we've been asking for so long, and sometimes they seem so far. They drag you into the fight. I'm 100% guilty of it, flip-flopping and showing us a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You start to believe and think that they're right there, and then they take 2 steps back and crush you again. So I don't have a lot of expectations. We'll see what they have, but again, it's not going anywhere without their stars playing like stars.
I know you guys talked about this yesterday, but they're stacking the top line again, which means Matthews, Nyes, Nylander. From what I heard, Zach wasn't too pleased about that deployment. We've seen that configuration before. What does it mean for the second line? There's a lot of questions, and I think it's a bigger indictment, quite honestly, on Austin Matthews, that you need Nylander. Like they need to find, like, it tells me that there's this level of urgency to get the captain going to put him with Nylander. Like, I don't think Nylander should have played over the weekend. I was at practice yesterday. He looked, better. Nothing came out from the Maple Leafs. There is a bit of a flu bug going around. I think Michelli missed the practice yesterday. Joshua didn't play the other night either. But, like, you got to find a way to get the captain going. Seems to be the theme around the Maple Leafs right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, big time. And I always have trouble with that, because a guy like that, you're supposed to make like we're talking about Rantanen to start the game. Like, do you think they ever need to come up and, pull their hair out finding different combinations for that guy? Like, you put him with someone and he makes them around you better. And here we are trying to help Austin along. Come on, Austin. Come on, man. We're going to get you there. Come on, buddy. Oh, we're going to try this now. Come on. We need you. We need you. You're pulling him. He's supposed to be at the tip of the spear saying, hook yourself to me, and away we go. And it's the opposite. So it's tough for me to get excited about it or to have positivity about it. It's not what you're looking for out of a superstar player. He should make everyone else better, and now you're scrambling to find everyone else to lift him up. And I get guys go through things, and it's not linear, but again, a year and a half since we've seen this guy, click in the way we know that he's capable of, and it's just a shell of himself. Like, he's a decent second liner right now. That's how he's playing, and you're supposed to be leading the charge. So it's tough look, but they're desperate. Maybe someone, maybe this line combination, Willie and him can click or find it. They hooked up on that power play where that seam pass to Austin on his one-timer a few games ago. Maybe they can start finding some of that, seeing each other out there and clicking. I mean, it's what they're trying to do, obviously. And here's a line combination that they're looking to find some fire. We'll see, man. I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, either at the Leafs Nation 401, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to the flurry of super chats right now. We'll start with Bryce Saratore. Thank you so much for the super chat. Just a jokes question. Who would you take, Pettersson or Matthews? It's funny. We've been deliberating about that in our group chat the last little while. Who would you take, Rosie?
Oh, God. I don't want anything to do with Pettersson. I think he's soft as
Me
baby
neither.
shit, and he's a mental midget. So
Softer.
I'm not even interested in the question, but oh, God. The only reason we're considering it is because we are worried that Austin Matthews will never be himself again. And that's terrifying for this club. How do you move on from that? How do you get to a place where this fan base wants the team and the organization wants the team and the players want the team? How do you get that when you have a $13 million player who's nowhere close to being able to contribute at the level that you expected? Not a good spot to be. So lots of conversations are going to continue on like that. And what's the summer going to hold, and are moves going to be made? And do you start to steer this team in a different direction if he continues to play like he is right now? Let's be honest. That's the business of this game.
Yeah, and we often talk about maybe Matthews is playing like a second line center. Then if that's the case, then Patterson's playing like a third line center. It's an easy decision for me. I'm going with Austin Matthews on that front. Matt Dalton, thank you so much for the super chat. Excuse me. Fans deserve transparency from the team, and he's talking about Austin Matthews' health. We've had this discussion so many times, right? Like, we're not going to hear anything, and again, it got to my point earlier on. We're led to believe this guy's fully healthy, right?
I mean, I guess they don't say anything about anyone ever about injuries. Like, guys are missing game 7 of the playoffs to end their season, and all we know is that the guy was out, not playing, didn't suit up for the game, and that's all we get. Like, we get nothing. So for all I know, he's dealing with some bloody chronic back, something rather, that you can't touch because of some nerve, and that's just what we're living with for the rest of time. I have no idea. Speculation. There's no end to what you could imagine is going on with him, but we're not going to find out. So I guess he's playing, so he's healthy enough to play. There's nothing else they can do but play him, obviously. So many times in the last year and a half, they've pulled him out and said, he's dealing with something, and then 2 weeks go by, and then he comes back and kind of looks the same that he did when he was kind of dragging a little bit. I would not be surprised if we knew the real truth, if there is some chronic thing going on with that man that is holding him back considerably.
Very confusing, for sure. Very perplexing when it comes to the dynamics surrounding Austin Matthews right now. But it really puts things into perspective. Like, imagine being a Canucks fan right now. You just dealt your captain. Elias Pettersson's a shell of himself. All I could think about talking about Joe Bowen earlier on. How many head coaches and GMs have the Buffalo Sabres had in Joe Bowen's illustrious career? Like, we're talking about like hundreds or thousands, right? Like, I couldn't believe it yesterday that Kevin Adams, who, by the way, this has been out there for like 2-3 weeks, that they were going to fire this guy. Not to mention Jarmo Kekalainen was there from the beginning of the season, just hovering. I saw him at Scotiabank Arena when Buffalo was in town. It's got to sting for the former Leaf, but it sounds like they might not be done, and that they could be making a coaching change in Buffalo. Like, it puts things into perspective. For as bad as things feel and seem here in Toronto, Rosie, down the QEW, and say a place like Buffalo, I start to feel for that fan base a bit.
They've been forever kind of tormented, haven't they? Their football team's decent, but they have trouble getting it going. And I imagine, if things are getting bad in Toronto, you can always look down there and say, well, it could be a little bit worse. But and with, Vancouver too, you go back 12, 14 years to after their 2010, 2011, where they had a great team, and, they kept trying to like retool, I think. And it might be kind of a lesson for teams that, maybe the best thing to do is a full rebuild. I know it's tough for GMs. Like, you don't have the job security to go through that all the time. So you try to maybe do a little bit of this, but also get this guy so we can still win while we're rebuilding. And it ends up, I think, oftentimes where Vancouver is right now. You've dicked around and pussyfooted and tried to dip your toe in the water, and you didn't end up doing anything. Boom, you look up and 12 years have gone by, and you're no better off. Like, if you look back to where I think Trevor Linden wanted to rebuild the team and wasn't able to, and in hindsight, you probably should have, because this is kind of a mess, losing all these guys and inner turmoil and coaching and stars leave. It's a tough place to be. And again, we're not there right now. I don't know what the future is going to hold for Toronto, but goodness me, it's tough to imagine what the best play is, man, because nobody knows, and it's super, super difficult decisions. And you gotta remember that general managers and the people around them, like, their careers and their jobs and their livelihoods are on the line too. So to take a big swing takes a lot. And I just can't help but think if this season doesn't turn around, it's going to be an interesting summer.
There's always that next team, and that scares the shit out of me, honestly, because what was it, 2 years ago, the Vancouver Canucks were seconds away from beating Edmonton, moving on to the conference final. They look like a juggernaut. I remember the year after, everybody's picking Vancouver to win the Stanley Cup in this country. So it just shows you how quickly things can drop in this NHL world. A couple more super chats to get to before we get to this OEL one-on-one. Amrush89 writes in, AM is about Team USA, not the Leafs. I bet he would wait for Utah, Vegas, Wild, Dallas. While he has value, get players who actually want to be here much longer. He could be shelved like Lindros, and we're holding the bag. That's a pessimist approach. You just need more from the captain. I think Amrush also wrote in, like sled dogs, our leader needs to be a lead dog. This team will not win with him as captain, and I'm done with the illusion of that being real. The captain could barely get up for Hockey Night in Canada 2 weekends in a row.
Yeah, well,
people are pissed, man. I get it. Like it's getting noisy around these parts.
Well, it is, and I mean, not that you can hold him to the standard that he's always played at, but when you have the hardware that he does, like Connor McDavid was in the league when he's winning Hart trophies and Rocket Richard trophies, like he is capable of being extremely dynamic. And you look back at those teams and you're like, well, fuck, you either didn't have goaltending or you didn't have depth or you were way too soft. And there's always the problem on why you didn't go further. But I mean, that's when Austin was a killer. And to think that you're going to do something again, I think this team's better, more well-rounded. I think they have the goaltending now, but then Austin falls off the face of the earth. And people have a right to be pessimistic. They do what we do. You watch and then have an idea of what things are after you watch. And what we've watched lately, I mean, I know we're not that far removed from getting a bunch of points in a bunch of games, but I think in the back of people's minds, they do know that if this team is going to, let's be honest, turn this season around and do something and be considered a really good hockey team, it has to have Austin Matthews playing a hell of a lot better than he is. And I think that's where all those comments come from. And it's only natural. If
not, they're screwed. I think plain and simple. One more super chat to get to via Chad Doyle. Thank you so much for this. Bench 34 and 44 indefinitely. Yeah, that's going to work. Shame them into giving up the no trade, 20+ million cap space. Game over. Guys should be the GM.
Like, let's just say you want to go there and he's like, hey, I need to change of scenery. At $13 million, being a shell of himself, like his number, people are still like his numbers are still good, like they are, but they're not like if you have the space to add that guy to your roster, and you think that you're going to give up what you have to give up to get him, like what are you seeing that gives you that belief? Because it's always funny, right? To give up a guy like that, like the Rantanen thing was crazy. It's not always like that, and I don't want to have that conversation right now, but if things keep going south, what is his value and what is someone in the league willing to give up for him? It's just so many things have to happen. And I'm not holding my breath on them, because if you're going to give up an Austin Matthews, it's for a pretty good reason, right? And everyone's going to know that there is that big caveat on, well, why are you getting rid of this guy? And the answer is, well, he's not even close to what we need him to be. And he has this cap hit. So I just hope that he can, but we've been hoping for so long. Like, I don't know what's magically going to change to make Austin Matthews just pop off and be a monster tonight, for example.
You're right. Yeah.
It's an ugly feeling, man, because you feel like you're stuck. Everyone feels like they're stuck. I imagine he feels like he's stuck. It's just I don't know who saw this coming last year. And I think we were really avoiding the conversation, just thinking, well, it's just a little slump, or maybe he's just got to heal up. And my big thing was, after the summer, you have 4+ months, whatever it was, to heal, and you still come out looking like you're hurt. That is not a good sign, my man.
Everybody's releasing a book these days, so I'd love Austin Matthews down the road, or somebody in this administration 20 years from now, to release a book and just the ins and outs of everything that transpired. I got so many questions. Okay, I'll be the first one lining up for questioning, and we'll have them on Leafs Morning Take, and we're going to ask question by question about some of these injuries the last 5-6 years. But anyways, Mike Famai, thank you so much for the super chat. Why do they take the captaincy away from Tavares and give it to 34? He's not a leader. I'm going to push back on that, because when they gave Matthews the captaincy, everybody was celebrating. Like, there was almost a parade in the streets, like, oh my goodness, why didn't they do this sooner or quicker? Like, people were so off John Tavares, and now that JT's not the captain, they want him back as the captain. That's just the nature of the fan base. There has to be pushback when people start bringing that shit up.
Yeah, it's dumb. I mean, I was wanting to wait the extra year till John's contract was done, whether he re-signed or not, and then the obvious choice is to give it to Austin. Sometimes it's not always the biggest rah. Sometimes you just give it to the best player. It's kind of, that's why I don't put a ton of stock into the cap. Like, there's plenty of guys who have played who are like, on this team during this year, this guy was our captain, but in reality, like, this is the guy we look to. This is the guy that put us on his back. This is the guy that said the right things at the right time. This is the guy that held everyone accountable, but Buddy over there had the piece of material on his jersey. Like, I don't always put the stock into it, but hindsight, you look back and, I don't think it has anything to do with the C, but that is where he stopped playing his dynamic self and being that monster that could put up that many goals and win all those trophies. Again, I don't think it has anything to do with it, but it's funny that is, as soon as they gave him that thing, he fell off the map. And I think it's more injury related personally, but it is easy in hindsight to be like, well, it's pretty easy to do things like that. But I think they wanted to elevate him and to put him at the center, and it's business as well. You're selling jerseys and you're selling tickets, and to put that big dog that's all dynamic at the front of everything with the captaincy on his sweater, it made sense. And yeah, a lot of people that are pissed at it now, they were probably just fine with it at the time.
At the Leafs Nation 401, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to my one-on-one. I was at practice yesterday, getting set, of course, for this Hawks game. I'd like to thank Nick Caroli and Colin Outridge, Colin shooting the video, Nick, our lead technician on scene there, for putting everything together. So without further ado, here is my one-on-one with Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Back on the street, Nick Alberga and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. How are we doing? That's the age-old question. I love interacting with you. You always ask me how I am. How are you, Oliver?
I'm doing great. Yeah, better now when I get to sit here and talk to you.
Well, there's one thing I was thinking about. Like, you get banged up on Thursday, and I'm like, this guy's not missing this interview. Like, was that going through your mind as you left the ice? You're like, there's no way I'm missing the interview on Monday.
Yeah, that's kind of why I had to get back in the next game there, just to be able to do this, so I don't get in trouble for missing it. I know that you would be all over me if I did.
I run a tight ship, you know this. Least wanting to take bump is real, though, by the way, because we had you on in September, and I don't know if you've heard this. You're having a pretty decent season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. I've been playing some good hockey. Obviously, trying to do my part, and but obviously it's all team first, and we're trying to get going here and playing some good hockey. So it's been all right, but I know we can play better.
So we talked about the injury. We're not going to go too in-depth in it, but how you feeling?
Feeling all right. I think everybody goes through injuries this time of the year, so I was lucky enough to be able to play the next game and feeling good.
Take me through your head. Like, that goes down. Like, anybody who's played sports in your life, like you obviously get up and you're like shit. Like, what the hell's going on a bit, right?
Yeah, I think the first 5 seconds there, I think I freaked out a little bit. I thought it was much worse than what it was, and then you have to go through this process and check in everything out, and I mean, I think the training staff is unbelievable here, just treating me and getting me back the next game. So no, I was lucky.
Again, I had no doubt that he was going to play Saturday because, again, this interview was coming up. You knew about it for like a week. You were just, the guy couldn't sleep. But I do give you major credit because, like, if there's one game I would probably take off, it's against the best player on the planet, or 1B, because I know McKinnon's having a good year too. But, like, you just got right back in there. What was that experience? What is that experience like as a NHL defenseman playing against McDavid? He was a man possessed on Saturday. It was pissed me off, honestly.
Yeah, no, he's probably one of the best player in the world, and with everything going down, I would probably be better taking the night off with -3 and not playing so good in the third. But all jokes aside, but he's tough to play against, and obviously he's exposing a lot of players out there.
Trust me, I know everything about a -3 in my beer league hockey. It's a real.
The same, right?
Oh, it's a tough. Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, I talk about the same things with the boys too, but more so on your game. And I want to get to that game specifically. Obviously, the coach had some comments after the game about the leadership. And how do players react to sort of commentary? Obviously, you guys are dialed in on what's going on. You probably know the message before it gets out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the message was pretty straightforward. Chief is a straight shooter, and I think everybody knows that we win as a team, we lose as a team. So it's, but obviously, we're a veteran team. I think everybody needs to chip in and be better. That's the bottom line, and we're not pointing fingers at anybody. We know everybody needs to help out and be a team guy, you know, and just man up and play better. I think that's what it comes down to. I think we've been playing some good hockey over the couple 10 games here, getting some points, but it seems like the last two third periods have been not good enough, obviously. So that's something that before that it was kind of the second periods that was really bad, but figure it out a little bit. But then we got to be better. We got to be able to play good for 60 minutes. That's what it comes down to. And I think we're making some bad reads out there, and times that we have to just chip the puck out and fight to live another day, and then go from there.
I feel like you sort of relish that type of role as a veteran. Like, I think you are somebody who probably takes it a bit more to heart than maybe some other guys would. Not to say others wouldn't take it differently, but I think you relish that role of being a vet. Like, you have been around for a while at this point, right?
Yeah, I think you learn to be that way. You've been in the league for a long time. I think you go through tough times, and it's not always going to be a great story, but I think it's the tough times that you kind of learn from, and I think we have talked about it before, but I think that's what kind of defines you as a player, defines you as a person, to be honest with you, and I think you just have to get right back up and man up. Like I said, I think just playing better the next game, that's what matters, and that's what good teams do.
For you specifically, I always reference beer league hockey on the show, but the -3, we don't care about that. You talked 5th of the season. I won't share exactly what you said. We chatted before the season. You talked a bit about being better, stronger offensively. Is it a mindset thing? Like I know you've had sort of moments like this in your career, but it really feels like you elevated a bit offensively this season.
I think it's a little bit of kind of you work on it in the summer. Obviously, picking pucks up and shooting the puck and just be more comfortable in different situations out there. So I've been working on that, but at the same time, I think I've been getting put in a good spot, taking a lot of O-zone face-offs and getting some looks there. So I think that helps too. But I think I'm happy with that side of things, but I think I still can play better defensively.
Is this the most complete version of Oliver Ekman-Larsson we've seen in your NHL career? Yes. I'll answer for you. You're too humble.
I'll leave that up to you.
Okay, fair enough. Let's roll on here. I want to get into stuff that's not really hockey related because I don't want to bore you to death. Best style on the team. I'm going to say it loud because there's some guys around. So who's got the best style on the team in your opinion?
I'll sneaky pick Calle. He doesn't really try, but he's trying, if that makes sense. He's kind of, he's playing it like he doesn't care, but he does.
He's in the mix.
Yeah, he's in the mix, but obviously I think everybody have seen it. Willie and Tone and those guys, they're trying to look really good.
There's a theme here with the Swedes on this team, though. Like, I knew right away you were going to go to a Swede. You weren't going to say yourself. You said a fellow Swede who you just happen to drive into games, right? I think you're a little biased, I'll be honest.
No, that's probably true. But I'm trying to think. You kind of put me on the spot here.
That's the point of this interview.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it. But Waller actually got some good style. I would say he's looking pretty sharp walking in, but he's wearing his suits sometimes too, and that's a little bit cheating, I would say. Right?
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's funny you say that because a couple weeks back I noticed the Florida game, and I'm like just decided to text you, and I'm like, you wearing pajamas to a hockey game, but then you sent me towards a link, and They weren't $20 pajamas. I'll tell people that. So can you give us the 411 on your fashion sense? It depends on where you're at, right?
I don't know how you, what you still, if you don't like it still, or
No,
if it's growing on you a little bit. But I promise to get you that outfit for Christmas. So
No, it's the one thing I will say is like if there's people who know fashion, it's Swedes. I've been to Sweden as well. But I was going to ask you too, like, do you still have your fashion line?
yeah, it's still around, but it's more charity kind of stuff that we do. Just trying to help out, around Christmas and giving stuff away for hockey tournaments and stuff like that. So it's I figured out that it takes up a lot of time, and I don't really have a lot of time right now, and kind of wanted to focus on hockey for now. But it's something that I enjoy doing, and something that I'll probably pick up when I'm done playing.
Okay, it's this bozo's idea, but he wants you to rate my outfit. An honest assessment.
I was going to tell you walking in, I thought you looked pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting the thumbs down here. I'll be honest. Like, I dressed up a little bit because I knew I was going to interview you.
Yeah.
But I think it needs some improvement.
I mean, it looks like you...
You're looking at my lettuce now? Oh, no.
like he just got
I'm
a haircut
screwed.
too, so,
I did.
yeah.
I got a nice bald fade. My boy JC hooked me up on
I
Friday.
think the only thing I would say, if I can give you shit...
No,
once,
please do, yeah.
I would probably switch out the shoes.
My Pumas? Do you wear Pumas ever?
No, never. They're probably
Bad endorsement? Oh, they're
probably
really
comfortable,
Yeah.
but that's the only thing. Change out the shoes and you have an outfit. I like it.
Ollie, that means a lot,
Yeah.
honestly.
No, I'm not bullshitting.
No, you're not a bullshitter. Like, I feel like you're the type of guy who would tell me straight. So you'll tell me straight in this next question because you're bullshitting this question the last couple weeks. There's an Olympic Games coming up in February. How much would I'll rephrase the question because you're not thinking about it. You're talking about Leafs hockey all the time. That's all you're thinking about.
Yeah.
But how much would it mean to you to represent Sweden at the Olympics in Milan? Great place, by the way.
No, I think that's one way to look at it. I think that's a better question, to be honest.
Thank
with
you.
Yeah, pumping your tires here.
Appreciate that.
But I think, it would mean a lot. Obviously, I would love to go. But at the same time, I know if I'm playing good, chipping in for the team here and just playing good hockey, it's a bigger chance that I get a chance to go to the Olympics. So that's kind of how I look at it. And when I do say that I don't really think about it, I don't really, because it's all focusing here. But yeah, I would love to go, to answer your question.
Well, you're lucky. I'm running your campaign on social media anyways. And, a trade-off, you get me one of those pajama suits, and we'll do a one-for-one deal, okay?
We even now, I've been pumping your tires the whole interview, so we're
Well,
good.
I need some boosting sometimes. Leafs Morning Take, your place to find everything, all things Toronto Maple Leafs with Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Just wrapping up quickly here. Holiday season, man. Like, it's the season of giving. Has Christmas been a big thing for your family in the past, or?
Yes. I think it changed throughout the years because it's a lot of years that you're kind of by yourself and your family's back home. So to be honest with you, you're always feeling a little bit lonely back in the days. But obviously now when you have your own family and you have a kid, I think that grows on you a lot, and it means a lot just having them here and be around them. So it's for sure different.
Bit of a cheesier question, but it is Toronto compared to like Vancouver, Florida, or AZ. Like, does it feel like more Christmas because you're in Toronto and it's -1 billion outside, or what?
Yeah, no, I think just having the snow helps a lot, and I think, I've never really been a person that thinking about the weather. We're always so busy playing hockey, and so it's kind of nice now going out for a walk in the snow and in the cold. I kind of like it.
I hate it. We got to clear something up. I've been to Sweden a couple times. I poked around. I'm like, what the hell do I eat in this place? I know what fika is. We don't need to explain that.
Yeah.
But are you guys eating like Rudolph? Like, reindeer is a thing there, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how Santa gets to move the toys and deliver on Christmas Eve when you guys are eating reindeer out there. Can you explain? It's a tough meat though, right? I've had it.
Yeah, I to be honest with you, I don't think I had it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're more Swedish meatball guy or what?
Yes, meatballs. It's we have those small sausages that we put on the table too. It's really good, and some eggs, and it's kind of one of those things that's really good for one day, and that's Christmas. and then I don't need to have it anymore.
Somebody wrote me in, and when I was there, I ate reindeer. I'm like, man, well, there's no presents this year. Christmas time, is there a memory that sticks out for you from your childhood or any Christmas where you get like some wicked ass, like some hockey gift? I remember I got a Patrick O'Sullivan like grip synergy. He used to play on Mississauga back in the day, and my brother, like, I opened this thing and I'm like terrible at hockey, but I'm still like, this is my first ever one piece, and it always resonated with me. Is there a gift that stands out for you?
Yeah, I think just this time of the year, just being around family and friends and have that downtime and to share that moment with them. But obviously, every hockey gear that I got was special. That's all all I cared about and still do. No, I think I got a East and one Christmas too, and it's special. I know the feeling.
Sick,
so yeah, I still wish that probably shouldn't say that, so I'll leave it at that.
No, we love Bauer here, of course, but no, that's exactly sort of the memories I have is the Rock'em Sock'ems. Did you guys have Rock'em Sock'em in Sweden? Was that a thing, or?
No.
It's a guy named Don Cherry. We're not going to talk about that, but you know,
he actually screwed up my name one time.
That's good though,
Yeah,
right?
Is it?
Well, I don't know. Like, he screwed up every name.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's true. Just to wrap, I did get you a gift to thank you for your time and doing this and putting up with my act.
Early, eh?
So you ever had panettone? It's like an Italian like delicatessen.
I never had it.
You never had it.
I'll
Bring it
try.
home to the fam. I'm
I
sure your
will.
kid will like it as well.
I will try it tomorrow after the game.
Yes, sounds good.
about that?
Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for your time. You're the best. Appreciate you. And what's your line called again?
OEL of Sweden.
Perfect. Thank you, O. There you have it. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, my time I practiced with him. It's kind of cool getting these guys in sort of a chill environment where they're not robots answering questions, and very thankful to the Leafs and OEL for doing that interview.
Yeah, he's a beauty, man. I've never played with a Swede that wasn't just like you just saw right there, just rock solid. Solid dudes. It's all they breed over there. And did you give him was that a delicatessen?
Yeah, I know. I screwed up the word. It's like a I don't even know how to phrase it, but like, got any Italian in the chat right now? Panettone. It's like an Italian cake. Yeah, it's an Italian cake actually. I don't if you guys have it out west.
Never heard of it. No, didn't see it when I was in Italy this year either. But I'm sure he's mucked it, and I imagine it's good if you gave it to him as a gift.
Yeah, no, I wanted a little touch to thank him for his time, and I thought it was funny too that he talked about Easton, then he remembered he's got a Bauer sponsorship, and he's like, oh, can't say anything more, but very thankful to OEL. He's been a great story this season. It's been really, really impressive. Like, we talked about that a bit clearly, and didn't want to talk about himself very much, but he's on pace for 67 points, which would be a career high. You sort of forget because this guy's been around for a while, but he was the captain of the Coyotes, your favorite NHL team of all time, for plenty of years.
Yeah, he was, and it's tough for a guy to have career years the deeper you get in and start hitting 30 and on. But he's a big part of the story that is positive in Toronto, and that's his play as of late. I think he's pretty solid defensively as well, and he's chipping in, seems like all the time with the offense. So again, more pieces of the puzzle that they've been able to find here this year, and if we could just get everything going at once, I think that that would do them very well. And why not start tonight against Chicago?
I love that. Should add thanks to our good friends over at Uber Eats to get me that panettone. Fantastic stuff. And I actually did some research on a panettone. It's actually originated out in Milan where the Olympics are. And if I had put that 2 and 2 together, we talked about OEL going to the Olympics, and hopefully that works out. But a lot of fun there. It's time now for the last call, brought to you by Bet365. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app and get in the game. Use code NATION. That's NATION, N-A-T-I-O-N. Must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, visit ConnexOntario.ca. Anywhere you're leaning, I know the easy low-hanging fruit would be like an Austin Matthews anytime goal, but to your point all show long, why is tonight the magical night that we're going to see the signature hat-trick performance from the captain?
Yeah, we'll see. I am looking though at Willie Nylander. He's a guy who, when he goes away a little bit, he tends to flip a switch and say, I'm going to remind everyone who I am. And I've got him scoring the first goal tonight. I think it'll be early on that first line, maybe even first shift, as they have done this season a handful of times, and that is plus 100. Willie Nylander, first goal scored. So I'm such a sucker for that plus money. I think there's some value there.
Yeah, put it this way. I have more faith in Nylander doing something significant tonight than I do the captain. Nylander wasn't 100%. He hasn't been great the last little while, and I think you're looking at a probably big monster performance from Nylander in this game. But I'll play the Matthews shot prop. I want to keep that theme. I want to believe in the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I'll play the shot prop at the very least here as it gets set for Chicago. Again, without Connor Bedard, you got to find a way to win this hockey game. Plain and simple. If you do recall, I think it was a month ago to the day, they went into the UC there in Chicago and found a way to lose that game. And Spencer Knight was great, and it wasn't a great effort for the Maple Leafs. So you gotta respond to that. We got one more super chat before we wrap here, Rosie. Mike Famai, who wrote one earlier on, has another one. What is it with this fucking team, man? We need to find Riley a proper D partner. We need to find 34 winger to set him up. Enough is enough with the excuses for these two. They get paid to produce, Rosie. Fuck.
So what is it? They get paid to produce, or you got to find someone else to play with these guys? It's kind of a flippy floppy there. But
Yes.
Again, to me, the best players in the world, you make people around you better. You don't have to sit there and be stagnant while everyone scrambles to get you someone to play with. A little bit of a difference there from other stars in the team, as we mentioned earlier. But they got an opportunity coming down the barrel tonight again, so we'll see what we see. And also, good job with that interview. It's good to get in close and personal with those players, and I'm sure that thing will do well as people enjoy seeing that kind of stuff.
I just love that they played 31 games this year, and we've done 24 of those revenge arc games. We're like, oh, let's see it tonight for this team. And I won't fucking lie, Rosie, I'm losing hope in this hockey team. Again, thanks to Nick Caroli and Colin Outridge. You're not going to be here tomorrow. You're back in the mix on Thursday, correct?
I'm going to be here tomorrow.
Oh, you are? Okay, then I screwed up the schedule. I should have told you we have TJ Oshie coming on the show tomorrow. So I thought Zach was with us tomorrow, but me and you, TJ Oshie, we got Bruce Boudreau coming up on Thursday to tee up that Capitals game, and also Joe Bowen Friday. So lots cooking on the slate this week, man.
Sweet. Sounds good, man. I will be looking forward to all of that, and I will be present for it as well, despite what you have written down in your calendar.
Yeah, I got to get a better handling of this schedule moving forward. At the Leafs Nation 401, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Leafs Morning Take wherever you find your podcast. Make sure to leave us a 5-star review. And don't forget to visit theleafsnation.com. Again, thank you to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Thank you to the Maple Leafs. Thank you to producer Vic. For Jay Rosehill, I'm Nick Alberga. We'll talk tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long-form interviews. We got clips. We got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.